House of Representatives is represented at this very important national assignment by the leader of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Julius Ihonwere, CON. He also has the traditional title. So let's put our hands together for him for being here. We are going to take introductions first. We're going to start from the left side of the aisle, that is membership of the committee, in no particular order. We're going to start from my extreme left so that we can take individual introduction of members of this ad hoc committee that is saddled with the responsibility of investigating the unestablished Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council and its inclusion in the federal budget framework of 2026. So let's take introductions of members of the committee, starting from my extreme left.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most gracious, the most merciful, I remain Aminu Balele, member representing Dus Amakurfi Federal Constituency. I'm from Kaduna State. Alhamdulillah.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished honorable colleague, clerk, secretariat, our invited guest. My name is Honorable Dalladi Suleiman Agwe. I represent Lokoja Kogi Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, I'm from Kogi State. Thank you.
Secretary is my name. I represent Lafayette Federal Constituency. I'm from Nasarawa State.
The leader of the House, our representative, Mr. Speaker, the chairman of this committee, honorable colleagues, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Burniwa Krikasama Guli Federal Constituency and I am from Jigawa State. Thank you.
Let's take Honorable Zainab.
Thank you, Chair, my distinguished leader, honorable colleagues, invited guests. I'm Honorable Dr. Zainab Gimba. I represent Bama Galakala Belge. I'm from Borno State. Thank you.
Honorable Sir, let's have your introduction.
Okay, Nina Kaina. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My names are Right Honorable Bashir Zubair Usman. I represent Bindungwari Gyo Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Thank you.
Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we jumped protocol. We did not submit this meeting to Almighty God. So we're going to take the prayers from...
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. Almighty God, creator and ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the peace, unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen.
Thank you so much. As stated earlier, the House of Representatives, following public discourse on the unestablished Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, which over the last 2 weeks has been on the airwaves, and the House of Representatives, being the House of the Nigerian people, being the voice of the people, being the representative of the people, decided to mandate some very powerful members of the House to go into this investigation so that the mystery could be unraveled about what actually is it about this unestablished Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. So I would now wish to invite the chairman of the ad hoc committee, Right Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gagdi, OON, who is going to give us direction, to give us key highlights into why we have all been invited to grace this very important occasion. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, our leader ably represented by one of the respected leaders of the House of Representatives in the person of House Leader, who is commanding every member of the House of Representatives, a ranking member, Professor Julius, Right Honorable Professor Julius. Distinguished colleagues, members of the National Assembly who are equally members of this committee, our invited guest, permit me to shorten the protocol by identifying with members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, the clerk of the committee and the committee secretariat. I welcome you all. It is with profound gratitude to Almighty God I wish to respectfully welcome everyone to this inaugural sitting of the ad hoc committee constituted by the House of Representatives to investigate the alleged establishment of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council that seems to exist without a valid legal basis. At the onset, I express my deepest appreciation to the Right Honorable Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, PhD, for personally inaugurating this committee through the House Leader of the House of Representatives, and for the confident repose in me and my distinguished colleagues to undertake this very important national assignment. Mr. Speaker, your leadership has continued to strengthen the House of Representatives as a truly people-oriented institution. As a truly people-oriented institution committed to transparency, accountability, effective oversight, and responsive lawmaking. Through your reform-driven agenda, the House has consistently demonstrated its commitment to constitutional governance, institutional accountability, and responsive representation. This committee, Mr. Speaker, is yet another reflection of your resolve to ensure that public institutions operate within the bounds of the law and remain accountable to the Nigerian people. The 10th House of Representatives has continued to distinguish itself as a parliament that listens to the voices of Nigerian people and responds to their yearnings and aspirations through purposeful legislation, diligent oversight, and timely intervention on matters of national importance, such as this. This pro-Nigeria and people-oriented approach has further strengthened public confidence in the National Assembly and has also reaffirmed the constitutional role of a legislator as a guardian of accountability, transparency, and public interest. The responsibility, therefore, before us now is both significant and sensitive. Our mandate is to objectively examine the circumstances surrounding the alleged establishment and operation of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, determine whether due constitutional and statutory processes were followed, engage all relevant stakeholders surrounding the circumstances, carefully review the available evidence submitted to this committee, and submit appropriate findings and recommendations to the House of Representatives for further action. We shall approach this assignment with an open mind, guided by the Constitution, the law, credible evidences to be presented before us, and the overriding national interest. I wish to assure Mr. Speaker that the House of Representatives, all stakeholders, and indeed Nigerians, that this committee will discharge its assignment with absolute fairness, impartiality, professionalism, and integrity. Every individual and institution connected to this investigation will be accorded to fair hearing, while our proceedings will be guided by the principle of natural justice, transparency, and due process. I sincerely appreciate my honorable colleagues on this committee for accepting this responsibility to serve our nation. I equally commend the committee secretariat for the preparedness and dedication through our able clerk and a director. I am confident that through our collective commitments and professionalism, we shall produce a report that will not only assist the House in arriving at informed decision, but it will also strengthen our democratic institution and reinforce the rule of law. As we formally commence this assignment today, I pray Almighty Allah grant us wisdom, discernment, courage, and fear of God to faithfully discharge this responsibility. May God Almighty guide our deliberation and recommendation so that our work will advance justice, uphold constitutions, and serve the best interests of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Before thanking you all, may I use this opportunity to welcome and appreciate all our invited guests who are here with us, particularly some that I have cited and seen personally, the head of civil service of the Federation, and the chairman of the ICPC, including other representatives that are here of CBN and other agencies so invited. Thank you all for listening, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Chairman, for that speech that has brought more clarity to the assignments that is before this powerful committee. And before today, the Secretariat of the committee has sent out invitations, has done announcements on both electronic and print media, listing those that have been officially invited to be part of this investigative hearing for inclusivity. Let me take a rundown of the agencies listed to be part of this exercise. We have the Honorable Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, the Minister of Finance, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Executive Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the Chairman, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Commission, ICPC, the Auditor General of the Federation, the Chairman, Fiscal Responsibility Commission, the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Chief Executive, Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, the Director General, Department of State Services, DSS, the Inspector General of Police, interested stakeholders, professional bodies, civil society, relevant institutions, and members of the general public. We welcome you all. I have a list of some of the guests that are here seated. We have representation from the Budget Office, the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, and of course, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, as well as members of the public and civil society organizations. Up next in the agenda is the inaugural speech, which is to be presented by the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, who is ably represented by the Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, His Excellency, Right Honorable Julius Ihonmere, C.O.N. Sir, you're welcome to the podium.
Okay. All right. I think good afternoon, everyone. The speaker would have loved to be here, but is out of town on official engagements. But be rest assured that he may not be here physically, but his spirit is here. And he has taken the time to put together an address that I will go ahead to present. Let me begin by acknowledging the presence of the chairman of this ad hoc committee, Right Honorable Gagdi, and the other members of the ad hoc committee, my colleagues in the House of Representatives, and also the representatives of the various agencies that are here seated, and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we convene to exercise our constitutional oversight by formally inaugurating the ad hoc committee to probe the existence and operations of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC, and placement within the federal budget framework. Just days ago, we concluded another highly successful National Assembly Open Week. Through this initiative, the House of Representatives reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to transparency, accountability, and citizen participation. Nigerians witnessed a legislature willing to listen, explain its work, and submit itself to public scrutiny. Today, as we inaugurate this committee, we put those very principles into action. At the 10th House of Representatives, we consider oversight to be more than just a constitutional duty. It is the very channel through which citizens take part in governance. Every investigation we launch and every public hearing we conduct reinforces one simple truth. Government exists to serve the people, and we must remain answerable to them. The subject before this committee is one that has generated considerable public interest. For weeks now, discussions surrounding the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council have dominated public media reports, commentary, and debates. Questions have been raised about its legal status, institutional mandate, operational framework, relationship with existing agencies, and importantly, its appearance within the federal budget framework, despite widespread uncertainty regarding its establishment. These questions deserve clear, factual, and authoritative answers. The House of Representatives has therefore not constituted this committee to validate speculation or amplify controversy. Neither is this a political exercise. Our objective is simply to establish the facts. Democracy functions best when facts prevail over rumors. evidence over conjecture, and accountability over opacity. Where legitimate public questions exist, Parliament has both the authority and the obligation to seek answers in an open, fair, and transparent manner. Accordingly, the committee's assignment should be guided by clear terms of reference. First, it should determine the legal basis, if any, for the establishment and operation of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. Second, it should investigate the circumstances surrounding the creation of the council, including processes through which it came to existence, and whether these processes complied with the Constitution and extant laws. Third, it should examine the mandate, powers, governance structure, sources of funding, operational activities, and institutional relationships of the Council with existing statutory agencies responsible for investment promotion, economic planning, and public finance. Fourth, it should investigate the circumstances under which the Council found its way into the federal budget framework, identify the relevant approvals, authorizations, and budgetary processes involved, and determine whether due process was followed. Fifth, it should assess whether there has been any duplication of statutory functions with already established government institutions, and evaluate the implications for public administration, fiscal responsibility, and institutional efficiency. Sixth, it should receive memoranda and testimonies from all relevant ministries, departments and agencies, constitutional bodies, experts, civil society organizations, and members of the public, whose evidence may assist the committee in arriving at informed conclusions. Finally, it should make recommendations to the House on any legislative, administrative, or institutional reforms necessary to strengthen transparency, eliminate ambiguity, prevent duplication of functions, safeguard public resources, and reinforce accountability in the establishment and funding of public institutions. These terms of reference underscore that this inquiry is not about personalities. It is about institutions, and moreover, it is about the integrity of public administration. It is sacrosanct that every public institution derives its authority from law and exercises its responsibility within the limits prescribed by law. To all invited stakeholders, public officials, and witnesses, I urge you to approach these proceedings in good faith. The committee can only succeed if every participant places honesty above expediency, evidence above emotion, and national interest above partisan considerations. This House expects the truth, not rehearsed scripts or defensive posturing. Nigerians deserve candor. They deserve explanations that withstand scrutiny. They deserve to know with absolute certainty that their public institutions operate within the law. I therefore encourage everyone appearing before this committee to cooperate fully, provide complete and truthful information, and assist the committee in discharging its constitutional mandate. To the chairman, Right Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gagdi, PhD, OON, and members of this ad hoc committee, the House has entrusted you with an assignment of considerable public importance. Conduct your proceedings with fairness, and as much as possible protect the rights of every witness. Give every interested party an opportunity to be heard. Follow the evidence wherever it leads. Let your conclusions be guided neither by public pressure nor political convenience, but by facts, the Constitution, and the law. The credibility of parliamentary oversight rests not on the conclusions it reaches, but on the integrity of the process by which the conclusions are reached. And it is through investigations such as this, conducted openly and fairly, that democracy renews itself and citizens are assured that no question of public importance is beyond scrutiny. On that note, it is my honor and privilege to formally declare the ad hoc committee inaugurated, and with the committee members and participants, fruitful deliberations in the service to our nation. May God continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These are the words of Tajuddin Abbas, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by the House Leader and Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Julius Ihonwere. He has, in the course of delivering his speech, made it very clear that this assignment is a constitutional mandate, and it is going to be operational within the ambit of the law. He mentioned some terms of reference of the committee, which include establishing the legal basis of the unestablished foreign investment agency, the circumstances surrounding its creation, compliance with the law, that is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the operations and establishments of the agency, the mandate of the agency and its sources of funds. Let us remind ourselves that the National Assembly is responsible for allocation of resources. That is, it has the power of the purse. So part of this investigation is to uncover the sources of funds of the unestablished agency. It is also to investigate how the agency found its way into the national budget. Now, all this exercise will be done to uncover the truth, collate evidence, and then the ad hoc committee at the end of its assignment will submit its report. Let me also recognize the presence of some more guests that are here with us to be part of this national assignment. We have representative of the Attorney General of the Federation in the person of Barrister Mrs. Eradiri Imaharuben. We also have a representative of the EFCC, that's the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Mr. Laolo Akonde is representing the Executive Secretary of the Pan-African Strategic Research Group. So we welcome you. Permit me now to go to the next item on the agenda, which is the vote of thanks by a member of the ad hoc committee, and it's going to be delivered by Right Honorable Hassan Abubakar Fulata.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, ably represented by the Leader of the House, Comrade Prof. Julius Hombare, the chairman of this ad hoc committee, Honorable Yusuf Gaddi, my respected colleagues, secretariat, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of this ad hoc committee and the House of Representatives, we want to most sincerely thank you for honoring our invitations to inaugurate this committee. We assure you that as a committee, we will try our best to arrive at the truth. Whatever that you might have read from the media on this issue remains allegations. It is up to the committee now to empirically verify those allegations. When I assure you that in line with the excellent provisions of sections 88 and 89 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, will unravel the issue, the truth behind this Foreign Investment Promotion Council, while urging you to cooperate, to assist this committee in whatever way possible. We wish you safe journey back to your places, and we also plead that please assist us in whatever way possible to do our job and arrive at the truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata. But before our guests commence that journey of going back to their various destinations, they have to finish the business that we are here for. That is investigation to uncover the unestablished Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council and its inclusion in the budget. I want to thank His Excellency, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, and let's all stand up as he takes his exit. Let's respectfully stand up as the representative of the Speaker takes his exit. Any moment now, we're going to settle down, having concluded the opening ceremony. That is the inaugural session of this investigative hearing. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. My job is almost done. Before I go, we acknowledge the presence of guests from various ministries and agencies and also civil society organizations. So I'm handing over to the chairman of the committee, Right Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gagdi, OON, to take it up from here. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, our Master of Ceremony. Thank you, distinguished colleagues, for your rapt attention and for all being here, particularly our invited guests. By virtue of the power bestowed on me by the House of Representatives, may I call the meeting to order, please. Thank you. Let me briefly, no need of speaking English. I know you understand the English that I'm talking about. Use this opportunity to yield the floor to invited guests. Ideally, in a public hearing, the rules are clear. It's like we are in our chambers. It is only during the ceremonial session that we can clap, but after that, when we are in the real public hearing, there is no need of clapping, no matter how excited you are with a presentation of anybody. And it's not me. Investigative hearing is public. It is guided by procedures. In some instances, you subject some people to oaths, some affirm, and what have you. Without much ado, a lot of people are here that have a lot of things to do elsewhere. And I know they value the National Assembly. That is why all of them are here. Your attendance is your attendance. We are not supposed to read your attendance. We are supposed to yield the floor to you to introduce your agency, the agency you represent, and the people you are here with. Let me start with my sister, the head of civil service of the Federation, to introduce herself and her team. Then the next representation will do that. Let us be very brief so that we commence our engagement. Thank you.
Chairman and members of this honorable committee, my name is Didi Esther Walson-Jack. I'm the head of the civil service of the Federation. And with your kind permission, sir, the members of my team will introduce themselves. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The chairman of the committee. My name is Nkiruka Jones-Nebu, Permanent Secretary, Career Management Office, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. I'm glad to be here.
Chairman, sir, honorable members of this committee, I am Dr. Vitalis Obi, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Civil Service Commission. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, sir, and honorable members of this committee, my name is Alfred Abba, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Civil Service Matters, working with the head of the Civil Service of the Federation. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, sir, honorable members of the committee, my name is Architect Joy Badering, Director overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary's Office Special Duties, Office of the Head of the Civil Service. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, sir, members of this committee, my name is Grace Obi Upabi, Director in the Office of the Head of Civil Service. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, sir, members of this honorable committee, I am Dr. Mimi Abu, Director, Organization Design and Development, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
Mr. Chairman, sir, honorable members of this committee, my name is Memuna Idris, Director, Legal Services, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
Mr. Chairman, sir, members of this committee, my name is Anthony Mohamed Yaro, Director, Employee Mobility, Office of the Civil Service of the Federation. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, sir, honorable members, my name is Ambassador Musa Sani Nuhu. I'm the Director of Plan Research and Statistics at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, my name is Ambassador Ibrahim Mohammed Yunusa, Director of Consular Visa and Migration, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I am Ambassador Dr. Elisome Abiodun Bakare, Head, Economic Trade and Investment Department, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Chairman of this ad hoc committee, sir, and the respected members of this committee, my name is Francis Usani. I'm a director with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. I represent the executive chairman, sir.
And members of the committee, my name is Egbas Iradiri, of the Honorable Attorney General.
The Honorable Chairman of this committee and members of the committee,
the head of service. My name is Imara Ogenenya Ruben from the Federal Ministry of Justice, representing the Attorney General of the Federation.
Right side of the aisle to brief introduction, please. Is there anybody here that have not introduced himself? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, sir, honorable members of this ad hoc committee, distinguished guests, good afternoon. I'm Hamis Abdullahi from Central Bank of Nigeria. I'm the Director of Banking Services Department, representing the Governor Central Bank. He is unavoidably absent. Today and tomorrow, they are having Monetary Policy Committee, which is a statutory meeting. With my colleagues, 3 of them, they are behind me. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of this committee, I am Dr. Musa Adamu Aliu, a senior advocate of Nigeria and chairman of ICPC, and appearing with me is Mr. Shehu Yahya, the director of operations of the ICPC. Thank you, sir.
Any agency again? Thank you. Somebody is raising up on the mic and speak.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Deputy Commissioner of Police Olufemi Akinola. With me are Assistant Commissioners of Police Bashir and Magaji. I am from the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center, while along with my Assistant Director Bashir, while he is from the Inspector General of Police Police Monitoring Unit. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. No waste of time. I have said it. You've heard the name of agencies that we have summoned, and you've equally heard those that are represented, including those that are here personally. I will not hesitate to appreciate those head of agencies that are respecting the National Assembly to be here in person. This is not a regular standing committee of the House. This is an ad hoc committee donated with the entire powers of the House of Representatives. And it is very unfortunate that representatives of the Nigerian people are inviting you to come and discuss issues of national importance, but other head of agencies did not feel necessary to be here. I appreciate the head of service of the Federation for coming here with your permanent secretary in person, for respecting the National Assembly, not only the House of Representatives. And God bless you. The chairman of ICPC have equally extended to the Nigerian people that he respects the powers of the Nigerian people. And he is here in person with his director of operation. I, on behalf of this committee and the House of Representatives, wish to appreciate you due to your tight nature, due to your busy schedule, but you feel this House is not a department of government, but an arm of government whose you benefit from the legal instruments that we met that establish your office. Thank you for respecting us, and God bless you. To the EFCC chairman who wrote personally to me, informing the committee of his engagement in the villa, that too we must acknowledge and appreciate it. He would have been here in person. So I wish to thank him sincerely. To those other members that are here who are representing your agency, normally in an investigative hearing, if the head of agency is not here in person, you need to write and tell us why you are not here and donate your powers to the person that is representing you. In an event that you say something, we will now hold you accountable based on the letter you present. I think that is what the CBN have done to me. I will not be so rugged and difficult, because we expect the letter to be authorized by the CBN governor himself, but signed by the deputy governor. Be that as it may, it's a legal instrument that we can hold CBN accountable. God bless the CBN. Having said this, we will be here with you, whether we will take the decision as a committee to listen to some of you that are here to represent your agency, or we will have a motion and pass a resolution and ask you to go back and give you some certain hours to appear here with the head of your agency. This idea of undermining the National Assembly, particularly in a public investigative hearing, need to stop. So let me yield the floor for, there are agencies that will not be under oath. The ICPC, EFCC, not because we are scared of anything, but because in this investigative hearing, they are to guide us and support us with facts from their own angle. I'm not sure if there is anywhere that you heard of ICPC, EFCC, DSS of being accused in this particular thing. Rather, they are equally investigating. But as a supreme house, whose power is more powerful than their powers, we say they should come here so that we hear from them and work together. And since this man have respected us, the chairman of ICPC, may I yield the floor to him to speak first, considering things he left in the office. Let him tell us, although we are expecting documents to be submitted from his office and what have you, if giving him the floor, he could explain that. And again, the media are suggesting that they don't want to block views. So if you can come to the podium to speak to the people, so that people sitting behind you too will equally know the face that is talking to them. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of this committee, my colleagues on the other side, members of the press, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. We received an invitation from this important committee on Friday, 17th of this month, whereby we are requested to bring records of petitions, complaints, and also investigation and enforcement actions relating to the Presidential Investment Promotion Council, its official activities, and details of system study, corruption risk assessment, and compliance checks conducted on the council, information on any cases of corruption, abuse of office fraud, or diversion of public funds linked to the establishment or operation of the council, clarification on collaboration between ICPC and other agencies in the discharge of its mandate. Mr. Chairman, sir, as this important committee may recall, that Mr. President has directed us to investigate this issue, and we have commenced this investigation. We are collating documents and also interacting with officials that we feel they are necessary in order to help us to unravel this issue. So, sir, we are appealing to this committee to just give us a time, maybe between today, tomorrow, and next tomorrow, so that we can come back and inform the House how far, what we did, so that at least the House will be aware. So I'm urging this important committee to allow us at least to complete what we are doing. Then we will try as much as possible to see that we come back tomorrow or next tomorrow with what so far we have done so that we will inform this House. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For you to come yourself to even ask for this, I think I don't need to subject this to the views of the committee members. Let me use my veto power as a chairman to approve that we will expect your presentation and representation on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
That is the 20, Wednesday is 23rd? 23rd, 22nd or 23rd of this month. Your request is approved, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Let me make this clear. Anybody speaking here, even if you are not under oath, you are being recorded. We are transparent. This is investigative hearing. My statements are recorded. The statement of any other person is recorded. We are very mindful of the laws we have met and signed by Mr. President, so that tomorrow someone will not say, deny something we play for you, you say we recorded you without your consent. So it is the rules of public hearing that every submission made will be recorded. Thank you and God bless you. The first person who would have called would have been the head of service of the Federation. That is why I apologize to her. I sent the clerk to do so. But in view of the exigencies of the ICPC chairman, that a lot of issues are pending before him, we now pleaded with her, let's take the ICPC chairman. I think, Chairman, we are done with you, you and your director of operation. You can take your leave, and we will speak to you between Wednesday or Thursday when you will come and make submission here. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
I have recognized the request of the EFCC chairman. In view of his tight schedule, he sent a representative. So we acknowledge your presence too and God bless you. May I yield this floor before the CBN to the head of service of the Federation to come to the podium and speak to us. Submit first. If there are documents to be submitted, I want to have those documents. Then she can speak. And if there are documents you have submitted somewhere prior to this time too, it will equally guide us. Let the chairman have those documents, please. Okay, the secretariat, bring it first. Then we will give instruction for you to share. Go on, the head of service, please.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the ad hoc committee, thank you for this opportunity. We have actually done a submission and we've submitted same. And so I'll be speaking to the submission from the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation. And I start with a background. The office of the head of the civil service of the Federation is responsible for providing strategic leadership, policy direction, and administrative oversight for the federal civil service. In the discharge of this mandate, the office is responsible for establishment control, manpower planning, organizational development, career management, deployment of officers, and implementation of government policies relating to the management of the federal public service in accordance with extant public service rules, government circulars, and approved administrative procedures. The Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation is structured into 5 offices namely the Career Management Office, Service Welfare Office, Special Duties Office, Service Policies and Strategies Office, and the Common Services Office. Mr. Chairman, the submission today actually touches on 3 of these 5 offices, and they're the Career Management Office, which is responsible for matters relating to career progression, postings, deployments, capacity development, and succession management within the service. The Special Duties Office manages the Federal Secretariat and allocation of office space in the Secretariat. And the Service Policies and Strategies Office is responsible for coordinating service-wide policies relating to establishment matters, organizational development, manpower planning, and institutional reforms. Now, Mr. Chairman, honorable members, to come to the specific questions that were sent to this office, would like to take them one after the other. So the first question, or the first information rather, that this office has been asked to provide is the details of approval, establishment, and administrative structure of Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. And this is our response to that. The approval and establishment of agencies is not within the purview of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. However, the OHCSF is responsible for approving the administrative structure, that is, the organizational structure of federal government agencies. From our records, the council in question submitted a request to the OHCSF for approval of its organizational structure on the 6th of August 2025 without providing the requisite documents. Consequently, the request was not granted. A copy of the request documents from the council is attached and marked as Annexures 1A to C. The second question or information required is the established administrative practice for issuance of authorized establishment. And to that, would like to say that the issuance of an authorized establishment is undertaken through an established administrative process coordinated by the Organization, Design, and Development Department in the Service Policies and Strategies Office of the OHCSF. The process commences with the issuance of a call circular inviting ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies to participate in the annual manpower budget defense exercise. During the exercise, bilateral engagements are held with each organization to review its manpower requirements. Following the bilateral engagements, the requests are subjected to technical assessment by officers of the department and recommendations made. As an established administrative practice, requests are not forwarded individually for approval immediately after each engagement. Rather, requests received from participating organizations are collated, and once they constitute a sizable number, are grouped into batches for processing and submission through the appropriate administrative channel for consideration and approval by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation. Upon approval of each batch, the Organization Design and Development Department issues the corresponding authorized establishments to the affected organizations. Procedure for newly established organizations. For newly established organizations requiring an initial workforce, requests for an authorized establishment and a provisional recruitment waiver are processed concurrently. The rationale is that the authorized establishment provides the approving staffing structure and authorized positions, while the provisional recruitment waiver permits the organization to recruit personnel into those positions. It is pertinent to note that the provisional recruitment waiver is used to process approvals at the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Federal Character Commission. On receiving relevant approvals from the two MDAs, the applicant agency comes back to the OACSF for its waiver to recruit. Now, the documentation required from newly established organizations are any of the following. One is a letter of appointment of the Chief Executive Officer or Principal Officer. Two is the Establishment Act. Three is the enabling legal instrument establishing the organization or any other relevant document. Procedure for existing ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, for existing MDAs, the following documentation is required: for authorized establishment, nominal role, organizational structure, and proposed manpower requirements by cadre, salary grade level, and number. And for a recruitment waiver, evidence of budgetary provision, forwarding letter from the supervising ministry, list of exited officers, justification for recruitment, copy of the current authorized establishment, and gross monthly personnel cost of the organization. Now I'd like to go on to discuss the interaction of the Office of Head of Service with the agency in question. During the 2025 annual manpower budget defense exercise, representatives of the PAC/PFIPC, led by a lady who described herself as the Deputy Director Administration, appeared before officers of the Organization Design and Development Department during the organization's bilateral manpower defense. During the engagement, the officials informed the department that the organization was participating in the manpower defense process for the very first time. They further explained that the organization was operating substantially with officers deployed or seconded from other government institutions and required an authorized establishment to facilitate the engagement of substantive personnel. The officials informed the department that 14 officers, including the Director General, the Chief Executive Officer, were already on ground and requested the issuance of an authorized establishment together with a recruitment waiver to enable the organization to commence full operations. The proposed staffing requirements covered senior and junior staff and also made provision for transfers and secondments in accordance with government practice. In support of his request, the agency in question submitted the following documents during the bilateral engagement. One, photocopy of a letter of appointment of the Director General / Chief Executive Officer, which is hereby attached and marked as Annexure 2. We also received from the agency a photocopy of the organization's mandate, enabling documents attached and marked as Annexure 3. They also submitted a document to show a code that they were already earmarked in the budget. The foregoing documents form the documentary basis for the consideration of the request during the manpower defense exercise. Following the bilateral engagements with PEAC, PFIPC during the 2025 annual manpower budget defense exercise, the request was reviewed by officers of the ODD and in accordance with the office's established administrative procedure. As is the practice, requests from ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies during the manpower budget defense process are collated after the respective engagements. Once the requests constitute a substantial number, they are grouped into batches and forwarded through the appropriate administrative channel for consideration and approval. Accordingly, the agency's request was incorporated into the 4th batch of submissions for the year, alongside similar requests from other participating MDAs. The 4th batch comprised 88 ministries, extra-ministerial departments, and agencies, including the agency in question, and was approved on the 18th of July, 2025 by the Permanent Secretary, Common Services Office, who was overseeing the office of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation at that time. Following the approval, the ODD proceeded to issue an authorized establishment to the organizations covered by the 4th batch approval. A copy of the approval is attached as Annexure 4. Pursuant to the approval granted for the 4th batch of submissions, an authorized establishment with a total workforce of 314 positions comprising 14 existing officers and 300 additional positions was issued to the Council. The records of the ODD further confirm that the authorized establishment was collected on behalf of the Council by a certain gentleman who represented the PEAC PFIPC. A copy of the issued authorized establishment is also attached as Annexure 5, while a copy of the identification card of the officer who received it is also attached. As previously stated, it is the established administrative practice of the office that requests for recruitment waivers with respect to newly established organizations that they are processed concurrently with requests for authorized establishment. Ordinarily, the authorized establishment and recruitment waiver letters are issued contemporaneously, that is concurrently, bearing the same approval and issuance dates. In this instance, the batch containing the organization's manpower request was approved on the 18th of July, 2025. However, when the organization's representatives came to collect the documents on the 5th of August 2025, only the authorized establishment letter had been prepared and was available for collection. Subsequently, the waiver was issued on the 7th of August 2025. It should be noted that the fourth batch of the approved authorized establishment was processed using physical file due to the fact that the office's enterprise content management system was down during the period. It was observed that the document presented by the Council as its enabling law or legal instrument did not really carry the requisite features which we later discovered. I would like now, Mr. Chairman, to go on the request for information on staff deployment, recruitment, and placement within the Council in line with the public service rules. And our response is that there was no deployment of staff by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation to the Council. A request from the Council titled, and I quote, "Request for deployment of officers to the Office of the Director General, Presidential Economic Advisory Council / Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council was received at the Office of Head of the Civil Service of the Federation through the official registry of the Permanent Secretary Career Management Office. A copy of the letter is attached and marked as Annexure 7. The request relates to the deployment of officers from the Federal Civil Service to support the Council's operations. The matter was handled by the Employee Mobility Department, which is the department responsible for deployment-related matters in the office under the Career Management Office. The request for deployment of officers was received and noted for consideration. However, there was no deployment of officers by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation to the Council. We also wish to state that recruitment and placement of staff in agencies or into agencies is not under the purview of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. It is the responsibility of the agencies to recruit and carry out proper placement of their staff. On the request for information on evidence of compliance with circulars, guidelines, and directives on the creation and running of special purpose vehicles and presidential councils, our response is as follows. Matters relating to compliance with circulars, guidelines, and directives on the creation and running of special purpose vehicles and presidential councils do not fall under the purview of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. These, however, fall within the purview of the agency itself or the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, as the case may be. On the information of details of conditions of service, remuneration, and emoluments of personnel attached to the Council, our response is as follows. While the Office of Head of the Civil Service of the Federation has responsibility for approval of conditions of service of agencies, there is no record of such a request from the Council. Meanwhile, remuneration and emoluments of personnel is not under the purview of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, but under the purview of the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, while the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission is responsible for the remuneration of political appointees and chief executive officers. On the request for clarification on the reporting lines, supervision and oversight mechanisms for the council within the civil service structure, our response is that the reporting lines, supervision, and oversight mechanisms for the council and other such agencies are not within the purview of the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation. These are, however, dealt with by the agencies themselves and their supervising ministries. On the issue of any other information or documents that may assist the committee in the effective discharge of its mandate, our response, Mr. Chairman, is that the committee may wish to note that allocation of office spaces in the Federal Secretariat, phases 1, 2, and 3, in the Central Business District and the Old Secretariat is a function of the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation. However, while there is speculation that the council occupied office space in the Federal Secretariat, phase 3, we can state categorically that the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation did not allocate any office space to the PEAC PFICP. The office space indicated as the council's physical address in the Federal Secretariat Phase 3 is part of the office spaces allocated to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, vid letter dated 16th November 2023, to reallocate as they deem fit for the use of the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and presidential aides. A copy of the allocation letter to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation is attached and marked as Annexure 9. Mr. Chairman, honorable members, as I go to conclude, or as I conclude, we wish to state that the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation has provided all information within its statutory mandate and available records. Matters relating to the establishment, administration, supervision, and operational oversight of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council fall outside the purview of the office of the head of the civil service of the Federation and are within the jurisdiction of the office of the Secretary to Government of the Federation, the agencies themselves, and other relevant government institutions. It is therefore respectfully submitted that the committee may engage the appropriate authorities for further information on those specific matters. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, the head of civil service of the Federation. We are only respecting the request of the media, and I can see you are orderly. She can't stand there. She's supposed to testify on her seat. Now that we are engaging her for little clarification, we cannot equally be bending. Be orderly. Let her sit on her seat. You arrange yourself by the side and you can take picture if you want, please. Thank you for your submission, but we will finish the interaction on your seat, please.
Thank you,
wait, members, any other question? Is it our opinion that she should leave? Yes. Thank you. I rule that she should leave. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman and members. Thank you.
No, next. Secondly, the CBN. Then, where is Accountant General Office? Why is Commissioner of Finance, Minister of Finance? Ministry of Finance? Huh? Head of service, leave one of your officers for us to listen to. Thank you. Where is Director General of Budget? No representation. Minister of Budgets and Economic Planning? No representation. Ministry of Finance? No representation. Huh? Accountant General? Nigerians should know. They should hear. Yes. That we summon Minister of Finance, no letter, no representation. We summon Honorable Minister of The minister wrote that I'm directed to refer to this. I am respectfully to inform you that owing to the exigencies of the official engagement, including another meeting at the Senate committee scheduled for the same date and time, the Honorable Minister and the Permanent Secretary will be unavailable to attend the meeting. The ministry regret. In view of this letter, clerk, reach them and tell them they must be here on Thursday, please, by 10. Thank you. That's Ministry of Finance. But for Accountant General, for Budget Office, Minister and Director, they should be here by 10 a.m. tomorrow, unfailingly. That is our instruction. Unless if they don't respect the Nigerian people. So it's an ultimatum that they should be here, particularly Minister of Finance, Accountant General. They should be here by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Then Foreign Affairs. Why is the minister? We don't even want Permanent Secretary. Why is the minister? Tell him we rejected your representation and he should be here tomorrow by 10. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, can we
I can't turn the position of the gavel.
The Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Have you ruled out of order, please? Sorry, please. The Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Foreign Affairs are out of the country. They have an official engagement, one in Sierra Leone, the other one in Morocco, sir.
I have ruled, I'm just tolerating you.
Thank you, sir.
Who is overseeing the affairs of the ministry?
The ministry?
Yes.
Permanent Secretary in the absence of the...
So where is the Permanent Secretary? And he feel National Assembly, representative of the Nigerian people. We do not deserve him writing like CBN wrote to us, telling us about the whereabouts of the minister as equally as his engagement pleading for another time. The Minister of Foreign Affairs should appear before this committee by 10 tomorrow. Thank you. We have a non-governmental organization, but before then, let's engage CBN. Let's hear from you. Since there is a letter, we don't need to be too rigid. But again, we want to see the CBN governor. But for the purpose of the fact that the deputy governor have written a letter, you can sit there and make your presentation. Yes. Ministry of Justice. Why is Ministry of Justice? Who are you? You are ruled out of order. We want minister by 10 tomorrow. We must be firm and ensure that institutions established by National Assembly must respect the National Assembly. So thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, the Honorable Chairman, this ad hoc committee, and also good afternoon, honorable members of the committee. I would like to start by appreciating the chairman and the members, honorable members of the committee, for at least inviting us and also for accepting the apologies of the governor, who is unavoidably absent because of the statutory monetary policy meeting he's attending. We received the invitation, and there are questions. Before I go to the questions, let me say CBN, as a banker to the federal government, has responsibility of opening all accounts for ministries, departments, and agencies, with the exception of few ones that have exemption from TSA. The process for opening the account requires a mandate from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. So once we receive that mandate, we perform all the necessary verification to confirm that this mandate is actually coming from the Office of the Accountant General, because they had introduced signatories and approving officer to us. So once we confirm that, we have some internal procedures too, which we follow to open those accounts, including segregation of duties. The department that receive the mandate, verify the mandate is different from the department that actually does the actual account opening. And those accounts, there is difference between opening them and operating them. After opening those accounts, before any agency operates any account, you must submit also through the Office of the Accountant General. We do not have any direct engagement with any ministry, department, and agency for account opening, for closing of account, for change of account nomenclature, except through the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. So the Accountant General of the Federation received the mandate from the agency, then send us his own mandate authorizing us to open account or to close account or to change the nomenclature of an account. So that has been the established procedure. So before an account is operated also, the agency will write to Office of the Accountant General requesting for signature mandate cards, so that the agency's signatories will complete that mandate card and submit to CBN, but through the Office of the Accountant General. The approving officer, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of the agency, will have to be introduced by the signatories of those accounts. Once he is introduced, he has to submit a copy of his appointment letter. He has to submit his identity card. He has to submit his passport photograph, among other things, before you can operate that account. So with this background, permit me to answer all the questions that were written in the letter of the invitation. Number one is details of account operated by Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council. On the 30th of July, 2025, we received a mandate dated 29 July 2025 from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, authorizing Central Bank of Nigeria to open on the 30th July 2025, we received the mandate, but the mandate has a date on it that has to July 29, 2025. And I have submitted our response. A copy of the mandate is also attached to our response. Yeah, so we received the mandate to authorizing us to open 2 accounts. One is US dollar domiciliary account. The other one is GBP domiciliary account for Presidential Economic Advisory Council / Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. Based on that mandate, we did the normal verification to confirm the genuineness of the mandate and also process the account opening, and 2 accounts were actually opened: domiciliary account, $1 account, £1 account for the Presidential Economic Advisory Council / Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council World Summit. However, since usually when we open the account, we also advise OAGF through a letter that this account had actually been opened so that he can inform the agency directly. So after opening this account, we did not receive any correspondence to collect signature mandate cards, or were not introduced of who is the authorizing officers or who is the approving officers. We were not introduced with that. Based on that, those accounts remain inactive with 0 balance and have never been operated. Those 2 accounts have never been operated. On the second question, the details of the account, of course, because we attach the statement of the account number is there, the currency detail is there, the one that is USD, the one that is, the account name is also on the statement that we have attached. So those details are already there. On the second question, record of foreign exchange allocations, remittances, and approvals made to or by the council. Like I said, the account have never been operated. As a result, there have not been any foreign exchange allocation to the council from CBN. There have not been any remittances into those 2 accounts. There have not been approvals, because even the approvals have not been, the authority have not been established for those that will operate the account. So there was no transaction made to or by the council throughout the period from August when it was opened till today when we generated the statement. The details of financial inflow, I think I've mentioned this, that's number 3 question. The account had maintained 0 balance from inception to date. The accounts have maintained 0 balance from inception to date and have never recorded any inflow or outflow. The statement of account is attached. Number 4 question on the evidence of compliance with CBN circular. Like I mentioned, where you need to comply, first of all agencies, including those that made mistake, to write directly to CBN. We always reply them that you have to go through Office of the Accountant General. So the circular where we came in is largely before you operate an account. We have a checklist which you must comply. So this account has not conducted any transaction throughout the council has not conducted any transaction through the accounts and had no direct correspondence with the Central Bank of Nigeria regarding the operation of the accounts. We didn't have any direct correspondence with them. On the information on risk assessment, KYC, due diligence conducted on entities engaged by the council, because the council were not, the accounts were not operated, we do not have any needs.
CBN, I think you have answered us.
Yes, I've answered them.
Because all of the other questions you will be rigmaroling to the fact that the account is unoperational.
Yes, yes.
And let me save your time to say that thank you for presentation, but we have one other issue.
Thank you, Chair.
Does CBN superintend and overlook over all accounts operated by banks in Nigeria?
Okay, yes, we...
Not to know whether money, that's not where I'm heading to.
Okay, account.
Assuming I have an account in Fidelity Bank, yes, will CBN know that I have an account in that bank?
Yes, but I will explain in 1 minute. Yeah, we have what we call industry customer account database. We have industry customer account database. So CBN mandated all banks, immediately they open account, to submit details of those bank accounts to Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, NIPS. So NIPS consolidate that, and that is why when you are making payment, even though once you put the account number, you now see the account name. So CBN has that access to that database.
So in short, you have access to database of accounts that are open with other banks?
Through BBN portal. Yes, bank verification number.
Including agencies of government who have account with our own Zenith Bank, GT Bank, Fidelity Bank. If they open, you will have access to the database through the instrument you mentioned.
Through BBN and through NIPS. Yes.
Okay, okay. We want to put it to you that CBN should provide us with all information regarding to the presidential promotion, is it investment, intervention promotion council, as well as presidential economic advisory council. These are the two agencies we are investigating. So if we have CBN under the superintendent of the National Assembly, and you are here, it is an instruction of the National Assembly on behalf of the entire Nigerian people that from here till Thursday, we want details of account activities. I know CBN, if you discover that they have account with other banks, you can write to those banks to provide details of that account statement to you within 2 hours, 3 hours, that will be provided. So we rule that the CBN governor should provide this committee before Thursday the details of all financial transactions of Presidential Foreign Intervention or Investment Promotion Council as well as Presidential Economic Council from the day of the opening of the account to the last day. This is the ruling of the committee. That is one request. Any other thing, honorable members?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. CBN.
Yes, sir.
Apart from the confirmation by the Office of the Accountant General, do you require any other document? For example, don't you require an enabling act for a new government entity as part of the documents for opening that account? You said you require one authorization from the Office of the Accountant General. Don't you require also an act authorizing the creation of that entity? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. So currently, we do not require any additional document. We believe the Office of the Accountant General has that responsibility. So we do not. I say currently, sir, we do not require such document, but I believe Office of the Accountant General keeps those documents because when they are writing to us, they are only writing to us a mandate, single paper, listing the accounts that need to be opened. In this particular case, if you notice with what we have given you as evidence, they are actually 4 accounts. But because our conversation is only on this council, That's why we mentioned 2. But actually, there are 4 accounts on that list. The remaining 2 have nothing to do with this council. They are for another agency. So that's what we do today. Yes, yes.
Chairman, I will reserve my question for the Accountant General when he comes.
Thank you. In a small rider, as an agency, we need details. We equally need details of all finances accounts opened by the suspected Director General of that agency.
The agency and his personal
And
account.
the personal account of that person. Yes, plus the 2 officers who will give you their name that they say is with the police. One David and one Mrs. Agobe or something. So we'll furnish you with those. Clerk Secretariat will give your staff the 2 additional names so that while we get the details of financial transactions by the agency, we should equally get the details of financial transactions by the individuals that are working in that agency. So thank you. That's the ruling. And be that as it may, I think you are part of the National Assembly in this case. So you are going to help us to unveil a lot of things. All the suspicions of money paid, money not paid, I think if we get those evidences, it will guide this committee in the right direction. But please, it should not exceed Thursday, so that it enables us to conclude, and even if it is preliminary report that we'll present to the National Assembly, we do that. Extend our greeting to the CVN, but tell him, we need him if you are coming with the, sometimes courtesy is very important. Very, very important. If you come without him, I will ask you to go back with the evidences. We don't need it. And you know where we can hammer. We can equally get back at you. And on a lighter mood, before the journalists will say, Right Honorable Gagdi threatened CBN. You know they like giving captions that, on a lighter mood I say, I'm not abusing you, I say on a lighter mood. You have red eye, I have red eye too. Thank you. Joke knows I have red eye. So, we have one. Let's not concentrate on government. CBN, yes, I overruled Dr. Zainab Gimba. She have a question, but she's ruled out of order. I am the one that will say she should ask you or not. So I've used the gavel to say Zainab Gimba is ruled out of order. CBN, you may take your leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chair.
She have no any other thing than to thank me, even for ruling her out of order.
Can't you invite Joke to give evidence?
Joke, that your name is mentioned, you will come tomorrow and give evidence. Ministry of Finance, we have ruled that we want your minister tomorrow. Huh? Why is the representative of the Ministry of Finance? Why is he? They left again. You see them, bah? We ruled, they came. We are trying to listen to them, they left. Thank you. Ministry of Finance, Minister, Budget, Finance, DG must appear tomorrow by 10. Bam. Thank you. CISLAC, go ahead. Let's take NGO first before, at least civil society before. Go ahead, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, sir, and members of this distinguished committee, my name is Amy Onyinyechi Owomere, and I represent the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC. First of all, CISLAC, the national chapter of Transparency International Nigeria, commends the House of Representatives and welcomes the decision of its leadership to exercise its constitutional oversight mandate through the establishment of an ad hoc committee to investigate the circumstances surrounding the establishment, operations, and budgetary inclusion of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, PFIPC. On this note, CISLAC gives its position. Information that has entered the public domain has raised significant concerns regarding the legal status of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, the process through which it was established, the authority under which it has operated, and the legality of its inclusion in the national budget. If these concerns are substantiated by the committee's investigation, they would point to serious failures in public administration, institutional governance, and financial accountability. Such failures, if left unaddressed, would undermine constitutional governance, weaken public trust, and create dangerous precedents for establishment and financing of public bodies outside recognized legal and institutional frameworks. CISLAC therefore urges the committee to conduct a comprehensive, impartial, and evidence-driven investigation that establishes the full facts and identities of all persons and institutions responsible for any violations of the law or abuse of public trust. So, key issues for investigation. CISLAC therefore respectfully urges the ad hoc committee to examine, among other issues, 1, whether the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council has a valid legal basis under Nigerian law. Second, whether due process was followed in its establishment. 3, the authority under which it operated. 4, the process through which it received budgetary allocations. 5, whether public funds were appropriated or expended without lawful authority. 6, the roles played by all public officials, institutions, and other actors involved. 7, the extent of any financial loss to the Nigerian public. CISLAC respectfully recommends that the ad hoc committee, House of Representatives, first recommendation, complete a thorough and independent investigation. Ensure that the investigation is comprehensive, transparent, independent, and based on documentary evidence and applicable laws. Second recommendation, establish individual and institutional responsibility. Identify every public official, institution, or other actor responsible for any unlawful establishment, operation, authorization, funding, or supervision of the Council. Third recommendation, recover public funds. Where public resources have been unlawfully allocated or expended, we recommend immediate recovery of such funds in accordance with Nigerian law. Fourth recommendation, CISLAC recommends criminal and administrative accountability. Where evidence establishes abuse of office, corruption, fraud, financial misconduct, procurement violations, or other offenses, refer all culpable persons to the appropriate investigative and prosecutorial authorities for further action and sanctions. Fifth recommendation, strengthen institutional safeguards. CISLAC recommends reforms to ensure that no public institution can be created or funded outside established constitutional and statutory procedures. Sixth recommendation, improve budgetary oversight. Strengthen legislative scrutiny of future budget proposals to prevent the inclusion of entities that lack lawful authority or statutory backing. Seventh recommendation, publish the committee's findings. Ensure that the committee's report is made public to reinforce transparency, accountability, and public confidence. Would like to conclude that CISLAC reiterates that the credibility of democratic governance depends on the consistent application of the rule of law, institutional integrity, and equal accountability before the law. CISLAC believes that the outcome of this investigation will serve as an important test of Nigeria's commitment to constitutional governance, institutional integrity, and the fight against corruption. This investigation represents an important opportunity for the House of Representatives to reaffirm its constitutional oversight mandate and strengthen public confidence in Nigeria's governance institutions. The ad hoc committee must carry out its investigation in the public interest, guided by independence, impartiality, transparency, and the rule of law. It should not be driven by politics or seen as selective. Its goal should be to uphold the National Assembly's duty to ensure integrity and proper management of public resources. CISLAC also calls on the House of Representatives to ensure the report leads to real action, implementing recommendations, recovering misused funds, prosecuting offenders, or applying sanctions, and enacting reforms to prevent future abuses. This investigation must show that oversight serves the public, not partisan interests. Justice must be done and seen to be done. No one should be above the law. By acting with courage, fairness, and integrity, the House can boost public trust in democracy and reinforce accountability in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. We appreciate your comments, commendation to this committee. And by God's grace, if you listen to the speech of Mr. Speaker and that of the committee on which I read on behalf of the committee, you know that we are on the same page. We must do the best and do what is in the best interest of the Nigerian people. The next person to make presentation, which we have advised that they should come with the Inspector General, but since they are here, the police, other agencies that are remaining, can you come to the front door, please? It's only police? Yeah, EFCC, the camera block you. Come to the first seat here. EFCC, speak to us first. Because we requested for documents in respect of the individuals and in respect of the agencies. So if the documents are ready, speak to us. If they are not, tell us when we will get them, so that we work together for the collective good of the Nigerian people. Sorry, the camera back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Police, come close. You should be next. Otherwise, we will not be seeing you. We may feel you are not here. Come to the right seat, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. I actually...
You can sit down and make presentation.
I was actually enjoying the proceedings, and the proceedings have been quite instructive. Indeed, I want to also say a very big thank you for the privilege you had given the executive chairman for recognizing his communication to you of his inability to attend this ad hoc committee today, sir. Incidentally, the letter got to us on Friday last week, and it was relatively late in the day of Friday, so it wasn't possible for us to analyze our systems to see whether we have petitions or whether investigations are going on in respect of this particular entity. I want to seek your indulgence, sir, for us to go back. We have actually commissioned officers to look through the systems to see whether any of such petitions had come to us or whether investigations are on the go, are being undergone for this particular entity. But I want to say also that the request number 2, details of financial intelligence reports and suspicious transactions reports, are not within the purview of the EFCC. It's basically within the purview of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit. It would have been our purview when we were not separated from the NFIU, but now it is their responsibility. So we would be giving information on item 1, 2, and possibly 3, 4, without 2, sir, and possibly 5. But we'll seek the indulgence of this
Thank you.
committee to...
Thank you. I think the committee had resolved that they recommended the request number 2 should be channeled to NFIU in addition to other requests. So clerk, secretariat, take note, write to NFIU to give us submission and appear before Thursday. Please, in respect to particularly request number 2 to the EFCC, and additional information that we ask CB and the NFIU should make thorough, intelligent analysis of the agency and the individuals and give us such report, which will guide us on Thursday, and they should appear in person. And thank you. Let me equally approve that we'll give you time, just like we give time to other agencies from now to Thursday. If you check through your archives files, we need those reports as soon as possible. You can come and present them. Thank you very much. Thank you. Police.
The chairman, sir. All other protocols duly is, thank you, sir. The chairman,
Remember, we have 2 specific issues that were raised. We don't want you to go into details of what you are investigating.
Yes,
but the head of service here categorically said that you asked information about the people we are asking. And she said she has submitted it to the police knows, that's what she said. You are here.
Yes, sir.
When the head of service makes submission. So while you address your issues, no matter how they are, equally help us to respond to the whereabouts of the, I don't want, it may be classified, it may come in your reports, we don't care. If you feel speaking those things in front of the camera is difficult, you can meet me in my office and equally shed more light on the 2 individuals that have interacted with the office of the head of service of the Federation, which she said police have asked for the information and she have availed such information to the police. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Chairman, all other protocols duly deferred. I am DCP Olufemi Akinola, the Deputy Director, Nigeria Police Force National Cyber Crime Center. I have with me Assistant Commissioner of Police Mogaji, is of the Inspector General of Police Police Monitoring Unit. Sir, a team was, first and foremost, sir, we are so sorry that the Inspector General of Police was not able, is not able to attend this, is engaged. Be that as it may, a team was constituted and investigation is ongoing, sir. There are very many things that I will not be privileged, I will not be able to divulge here, but we are investigating. Very many personalities have been invited, and we, as we speak, we have the investigation ongoing. I would just want to use this medium, sir, and this opportunity extended to us to seek the indulgence of the chairman, the committee members, for extension of time for us to be able to come up with our representation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. All your representation can be, the security agencies can be in one copy. To avoid your reports, communicate the EFCC and what have you, to avoid your reports going viral. That's one. Two, the only place that this committee, National Assembly, is restricted from asking for information is the law court. When a matter is being discussed before the judges, we cannot say, judges, give us your opinion. But the police, the ICPC, the EFCC, every agency that is an establishment of this National Assembly, whether investigation is ongoing, so as long as it is not a matter before the court, we can ask for information that will help to facilitate what we are doing. So please, I will join you with the EFCC and the ICPC for you to give us your submission before Thursday. It will help guide this committee. It will help. There are individuals that this committee will want to interact, even if it means you should bring some of them that are in your custody here, or we interact with them anywhere. That will help us. That will help us. That will equally put other agencies on check to make sure that they are done the right thing, because they know other agencies like National Assembly are following up their matter. We are under pressure too by Nigerian people to make sure that the truth about this matter have prevailed. So we will do just that. Before Thursday, come, bring it. Tell IG we want to see him here. Thank you very much. IG is tomorrow, but they are asking for more time. So let's shift it to Thursday to enable them make presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Any other agency? Any other? You are for which one, sir? Huh? You are not from any agency? Or you are from agencies that don't want to disclose their identity? Don't worry, we go to Equity with clean hands. So it will not be a problem to us at all. By the way, if there is anything you should fear, is a camera. So the camera is looking at us. Huh? So thank you very much. With the absence of any other agency, and considering that we are reconvening tomorrow, may I ask any member of this committee to move for the adjournment of this sitting? Yes, yes. Zainab will second. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished honorable colleague, clerk, invited guest. My name is Honorable Dallari Suleiman Agui. I represent Lokoja Kogi Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, after all deliberations and contribution, I hereby move a motion that this sitting should adjourn till tomorrow 10 a.m. I hereby move. Thank you.
Thank you. It has been moved that we should adjourn till tomorrow 10 a.m. Any seconder? Zainab.
Yes,
Honorable
Chair.
Dr. Zainab Gimba.
My name is Honorable Dr. Zainab Gimba. I represent Bamangala Kalabalige Federal Constituency. I second the motion moved for this house to be adjourned till tomorrow 10 o'clock. Thank you.
It has been moved and seconded. Any contrary opinion? In the absence of any, I hereby adjourn that I hereby approve that we adjourn and meet tomorrow 10 a.m. 10 for 10, please. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ina ɗin shi ne fa. Ina ɗin shi ne ba.